So my goal here is, do you see the fiber along the back row of my hackle? That is kind of the gradient that I'm going for, and I took the blended top. The fiber that I'm gradiating is from Classy Squid. It's from the tonality set, and you can find links to that in the description box below as per usual. The blended top is from Spin Jones, and again you can find links to that below. These are all repeatable colorways, so if you want to play along and see how you combined them, let me know, tag me on Instagram. I really want to see, because these are incredible fibers and I think you'll have a really exciting time. So basically what I'm doing is I'm dividing the blended top and I'm using it as the add-in with each of those puffs. I'm not being very scientific about this, I'm just dividing it by eye. Once they're divided out, then I'm going to, as you can see now, hand blend it on the cards. So essentially, one of my biggest struggles is I want the blended top to be a very consistent blend. I don't like chunks or pooling of my add-ins. So when you use a blended top, you're not only getting a wide variety of add-ins in a standardized color, you're also getting sort of a pre-blended or easily blended presentation, which I think is really cool. This also allows you to buy a small amount of blended top and then some either self-bought fiber, you know, maybe some stash busting, or self-dyed, a more budget-friendly fiber. You can even add this to natural colored farm roving or farm fleece. I think it would be really suitable for a lot of different applications. So I'm going to continue to blend this and turn on the music, and I'll meet you back when I'm done blending. so you can see in the corner there's a pile of the fiber that I blended. You can see kind of the look it's getting and how I've set it up for the spinning. I'm going to go ahead and Corespun this. I'm using a 100% wool core. It was my first attempt at dyeing black, so the fiber's a bit over-processed, but it is from Dharma Trading Company. So I'm just doing a regular Corespun, and this first part I didn't unply my core, and I found that to be really frustrating. So I ended up running it back through the wheel backwards to unspin it, and that made a much better result. You can see it starting to coil up in my hand and just get a mess. Another trick that I'm not so good at doing, but you should be good at, is if you spin really close to the orifice, it allows less twist to travel into your core, because what you don't want is to transfer that twist to the core, because then things just get over twisted and your core can even break, and it's not fun. Another trick is figure out which direction your core was plied, if it's plied, and then go the opposite direction, so you're untwisting the core and then retwisting it. That's also smart. Also something I didn't do because I was in a hurry and it was late at night. Another thing I discovered with this core spinning is I definitely recommend, if you're doing rollags, pre-drafting them, because I found it could get a little chunky, but there was a whole clump of fiber that just sat in one spot, so it was kind of like you're wasting fiber rather than a good art texture. So those are the things that I learned from this particular Corespun. I'm going to turn on the music and meet you back at the end. enjoyed this spin. As I've been saying the past few days, if you are interested in the photos of this spin, check out my Instagram. I have all of the photos there. And I'm curious, what are your favorite cores for core spinning? I'm always looking for a good core, and I really want to get more involved in core spinning. But the core itself has always sort of caused me trouble. So let me know your favorite cores. I'll test them out. Maybe in the future I can do a battle of the cores, because that really interests me. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of the Hanukkah shenanigans or future shenanigans, hit the subscribe button. And as per usual, this video is brought to you by the Spin Weekly Patreon family. I recently redid how I do the perk levels on Patreon. Everyone now gets the same perks, with the exception of a couple of things. I feel like that's a little bit more suited to the kind of environment I want to create here. So if you're interested in that behind the scenes and all the cool things that we do over on Patreon, check that out. In the meantime, I hope you continue to have a fantastic Hanukkah and holiday season, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!